and all. Now, today in this class, we will discuss about Hamiltonian cycle. Okay. So, in this class, we will learn what is a Hamiltonian cycle and how we can solve it using backtracking. So, we will also discuss an algorithm how backtracking is useful for solving the problem. So, first we must understand what is a Hamiltonian cycle. What is this Hamiltonian cycle? Okay, so here a graph is given. So capital G is equal to V comma E. So it is a connected graph with n vertices. Okay, so here a graph is given. We must start from any vertex and visit all the vertices exactly once and return back to the starting vertex, so that it forms a cycle. So that is nothing but the Hamiltonian cycle. So what is this Hamiltonian cycle means? So a graph in a graph you are going to start from any vertex, and from that vertex you are going to visit all the vertices exactly once, and finally you are going to visit the starting vertex, so that it is going to form a cycle, and that is nothing but the Hamiltonian cycle. So we will see in an example. You can easily understand that one. Okay, right. See the example. So let us consider this is the graph given. So this is a connected graph. So you can start from any vertex. In general, you are going to take the first vertex as the starting vertex itself. Okay, so I am going to start from vertex 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6. See, I have covered all the vertices. I have started from the first vertex, so visited all the vertices exactly once, and I have to return back to the starting vertex, and from 6 to 1. So what happens, it is going to form a cycle that is nothing but the Hamiltonian cycle. Okay, very simple. Okay, right. So here what is the problem exactly? What is the problem here means we have to find out in a given graph any Hamiltonian cycle is present or not. So that is our problem. Okay, and if there are multiple Hamiltonian cycles, we have to find out all those cycles. So this is our problem. See, when a graph is given, according to this problem, what you need to do means you have to check whether any cycle is present in the graph or not. That is the first thing. And second thing, if there are multiple cycles in the graph, then you need to find out all those Hamiltonian cycles. So that is our problem. Okay, so here some few important things to be noted. The first thing is the graph which you are going to consider must be a connected graph. Okay, suppose if you are given an unconnected graph, then Hamiltonian cycle is not possible. Okay, right. Next here this problem is considered as a NP hard problem. Okay, there is no easy way to find the solution, so it is somewhat difficult for finding the Hamiltonian cycles, all the Hamiltonian cycles present in the graph. So that's why it's considered as a NP hard problem. So we will discuss about this concept NP hard problems in the 5th unit, so don't bother about that. So for the time being you remember like this. So it is not an easy problem, so that's why it is considered as a NP hard problem. Time complexity is very high. Next so let us consider an example. So here if you see in this example, you can select any vertex as a starting vertex but generally you are going to consider the first vertex as a starting vertex itself. See, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, and from 6 to 1. So this is one cycle. So is there any other cycles, Hamiltonian cycles possible in the graph? Yes, possible. 1 to 2, 2 to 6, 6 to 5, 5 to 4, 4 to 3, and 3 to 1. So this is another cycle. See here. 1, 2, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1. This is another Hamiltonian cycle. Next, another cycle is also possible. 1 to 6, 6 to 2, 2 to 5, 5 to 4, 4 to 3, and 3 to 1. So if you see here, every vertex is visited exactly once. No vertex is repeated except the starting vertex. Okay, Here the starting vertex and the last vertex both are same, so that it forms a cycle. So remaining vertices they should be visited only once. Please keep in your mind, they should not be repeated under any circumstances. If you repeat like that, then it will be not a Hamiltonian cycle. Okay, so let us consider one more cycle. Okay, so if I consider the starting vertex as 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 1, and 1 to 2. Here I should not consider this one as a Hamiltonian cycle. Why? Because the cycle is already repeated here. This is a duplicate cycle. See, if you consider this cycle and this cycle, both cycles are considered as the same. Why? Because the order of visiting the vertex is the same in both the cycles. Here the starting vertex is 1 and here the starting vertex is 2. Remaining the order of visiting all the vertices is both are same. See here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 1 and 2. So these two cycles are considered as a duplicate cycles and you should not consider this cycle again as a Hamiltonian cycle. Why? Because we have already considered this one as a Hamiltonian cycle. Okay. So here one important thing you should notice, in order to avoid duplicate cycles, duplicate Hamiltonian cycles, here we are going to follow one convention. So you have to take the starting vertex as a fixed one. Okay, you should not change the starting vertex. If you change the starting vertex, then there may be possibility of getting the duplicate cycles in the from the graph. So that's why always the starting vertex must be fixed. It may be any vertex, but in general you are going to consider the first vertex as the starting vertex. So in a graph there may be more than one Hamiltonian cycle in the graph, and always you should not consider duplicate cycles. Okay, so the duplicate cycles are not Hamiltonian cycles. Okay, next quickly consider another example. So this is a graph given. So first check is it a connected graph or not. As it is connected, so let us find is there any Hamiltonian cycles possible in this graph. Okay, so 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 4, 4 to 1. Yes, this is one Hamiltonian cycle. Okay, so you are going to visit all the vertices like this. Okay, right. So is there any other cycle possible? Let's see. 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 3. Okay, 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 3 and 3 to 1. So this is another Hamiltonian cycle. So here in this graph more than one cycle is possible in the given graph. So like that you may get so many cycles. Okay, so this is one example, and like this you are going to find out the Hamiltonian cycle in this graph. Okay, next let us consider a third example. Okay, so this is the graph you are given. This is the graph you are going to given. 1, 2, 3 like that. All the vertices are present. This is a connected graph. All the vertices are connected. So here let us see, let us check whether any Hamiltonian cycle is possible or not in this graph. 1 to 2, 2 to 3, next 3 to 7, 7 to 6, and if I go like this 6 to 4 and 4 to 1, I am going to miss the fifth vertex. Suppose if I go like this 6 to 5 and 5 to 1, I am going to miss a fourth vertex. So here there is no possibility to visit both vertex 4 and vertex 5. You can visit either vertex 4 or vertex 5. It is not possible to visit both the vertices. So we are unable to visit all the vertices exactly once. So that's why Hamiltonian cycle does not exist in this given graph. Okay, so in this example you are unable to find the Hamiltonian cycle. Hamiltonian cycle does not exist. Why? Because here you are unable to visit both vertices at the both vertices one after the another. Okay, you can visit either 4 or 5. So in such situations Hamiltonian cycle is not possible. Now let us consider another example. So this is a graph given. So if you observe this graph, it is a connected graph. And if you observe carefully, this vertex 3 is an articulation point. Okay, see, the vertex 3 is the junction point. So here it is a junction point. Here you are going to get more than one in link and more than one out links here. So you can say this vertex as a connecting point also. So here the vertex 3 is called the articulation point. Suppose in the graph, if you contain any articulation point, then Hamiltonian cycle is not possible. The Hamiltonian cycle does not exist in the given graph if you contain articulation point. So this is one of the important things to be noted. When a graph contains any articulation point, Hamiltonian cycles does not exist in that graph. Clear? Right. Next, let us consider one more example. So here this is the graph you are given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Here if you observe carefully, the vertex 5 and vertex 6 are called pendant vertices. We call that those vertices as pendant vertices. So if a graph contains any pendant vertices, then Hamiltonian cycle is not possible. Okay, so this is one of the important points to be noted. Suppose in a graph, if it contains any pendant vertices, then Hamiltonian cycle is not possible. Okay, so we have got some important note here. If a graph contains articulation point or pendant vertices, then in that graph, from that graph, Hamiltonian cycles are not possible. This is one of the important things to be noted in the Hamiltonian cycles. Let us consider one more example. So this is an example, and for this example you are going to find all the Hamiltonian cycles by using the backtracking. Okay, right. So first we will discuss how you are going to find the cycles using algorithm. Okay, practically how we are going to find the Hamiltonian cycles, what is the procedure, first we are going to discuss that one. Next we will see the algorithm for that. After that we will see how we are going to find the Hamiltonian cycles using a state space tree or a solution space tree. Okay, in backtracking generally you are going to obtain the solution by drawing a state space tree. That also we will going to discuss. Okay, right. So this is a graph given, and for this graph you need to find the Hamiltonian cycles. Okay, so how the system is going to find out all the Hamiltonian cycles, what is the procedure? Okay, everything we will see one by one. So first for this graph let us draw the adjacency matrix. Okay, so you all know about adjacency matrix. So what is the size of the adjacency matrix means since you are having 5 vertices in this graph, you need to consider 5 by 5 matrix. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 and 1 2 3 4 5. So here whenever you are having an edge between two vertices, okay, so here you need to write 1. See here 1 to 2. Here you are having an edge from vertex 1 to vertex 2. So that's why from vertex 1 to vertex 2 you are going to note down as 1. Since edge is present, you are going to note down as 1. If edge is not present, suppose here if you consider from vertex 1 to vertex 4 or vertex 4 to vertex 1, so edge is not present, so that's why you need to write there 0. 1 to 4 0, 4 to 1 0, 2 to 1 edge is present, so 2 to 1, so here I am going to note down as 1. So like that I am going to fill all the values zeros and ones in this matrix. Okay, and I am going to consider an array of size 5. Since I am going to have 5 vertices in the graph, I am going to consider the size as 5. Okay, So by using this adjacency matrix and the array, we are going to find the Hamiltonian cycles. So I will show you how we are going to find these cycles using this matrix and the array. So when all the values are filled in the array, the cycle will be formed. So here initially what you are going to do means you are going to consider an array. Okay, so you are going to fill all those values as 0 initially. Initially all the values of the array are set to 0 like this, 0 0 0 0 like that. Initially you have to fill the array with zeros. Since you have not visited any vertices, so you need to fill with 0. Okay, right. So and one more thing, previously we have just discussed, in order to avoid duplicate cycles, you need to fix the starting vertex. Okay, so I am going to consider the starting vertex as the first vertex itself, 1. So that's why, so you need to write here in the first box vertex 1. Why? Because that is the starting vertex. Okay, now you have to replace these zeros and fill with vertices until you are going to reach the fifth vertex. Okay, so once you reach this fifth vertex, you need to check whether is there any edge present to the first vertex. Okay, so here if any vertex is present to the first vertex from here to here, then that is the required solution. Okay, so I will clearly explain you how we are going to fill these, how we are going to replace these zeros with vertices, what is the procedure, what are the conditions to be followed, everything I will explain. Okay, right. So what is the aim, what is your main aim here? Here you have to replace these zeros with the vertices. Like that you need to proceed until the fifth index. Once you fill this fifth index with some value by replacing the 0 with some value, you need to check whether any edge is present to the first vertex. If the edge is present, then that is the required Hamiltonian cycle. You have got the solution. You have got one solution. That is a Hamiltonian cycle. Okay. So that's about the thing here. So here, while filling the values in the array, so you don't fill the values without following any conditions. You need to follow some conditions. If the conditions are satisfied, then only you need to replace these zeros with those vertices. Okay. So while filling the values, okay, in the array, that means nothing but the vertices, check the following conditions using the bounding function. Here you need to check some conditions. Okay, so these conditions are implemented by the bounding function. So we will see what are those conditions. Here the following conditions are checked using the bounding function. Okay, so while filling the values in that array, you need to check whether that value is previously present or not. It should not consider any duplicate values. So this is the first condition. And second condition, whenever we take any vertex, there should be an edge to the previous vertex. Okay, so whenever you're going to consider a new value, so you need to consider that you need to check whether an edge is present to the previous vertex. Suppose if you are going to fill the last vertex or last index in the array, then you should check whether any edge is present to the starting vertex or first vertex. This is the third condition. So once you have completed these three conditions and you have reached the last vertex and you have checked that an edge is present to the first vertex, then that is the required solution. After step 3, then it is the required solution. So these are the important things, very important things to be considered regarding the bounding function. Okay, right. So let us consider how we are going to find the solution for this example. Okay, so for your convenience I have written the graph again. I have drawn the adjacency matrix. Okay, for this page to be visible in this page, right? So I have fixed the starting vertex as 1, so all are zeros. Now I have to replace each and every zero with some vertex and I have to proceed like this until I reach the last vertex, until I reach the last index value. Okay, right. So here each and every box I need to check the values for the substitution like this: 1 2 3 4, 5 and again 0. After 5 again I have to repeat with 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. This is very important, please note down this one. So I need to check each and every box which vertex is suitable, which vertex is more suitable such that the vertex is going to satisfy the above said conditions. Okay, the vertex should not be repeated. Okay, so there should be an edge to the previous vertex. Suppose if you are in the last vertex, if you are in the last index position, whatever the value you are going to consider there, there should be an edge to the starting vertex. So like that I need to check which vertex is more suitable for writing in this box. See, 0 is there, I have to replace this 0 with what are the values? Next value 1. So if I write here 1, what happens? It is already repeated, the first condition is violated, so I cannot put vertex 1 in this box. Next, vertex 2. So vertex 2 can I put here? Yes. See, the first condition, what is the first condition? If vertex 2 is repeated previously, no, only 1 is visited, so I can put 2 here. Okay, next, what is the second condition? So suppose if I put 2 here, there should be an edge to the previous vertex. 1 to 2, is there any edge? 1 to 2, 1 to 2, edge is present, so I can put 2 here. Two conditions are satisfied. Okay, right. And next I have to fill this third index. Okay, so try to replace with 1, 1 is already present. Try to replace with vertex 2, 2 is already visited. Try to replace with vertex 3. So if I write 3 here, it is not repeated. Okay, no problem. So is there any edge to the previous vertex? Okay, 2 to 3, is there any edge? 2 to 3, edge is there, so that's why I'm going to note down as 3 here. Next, I'm going to fill fourth index. Okay, so try to replace it as 1, 1 is already present. 2, 2 is already present. 3, 3 is already present. 4, 4 is not present. So is there any vertex from vertex to the previous vertex? 3 to 4, 3 to 4, any edge is present? 3 to 4, right, present, so that's why I can write 4 here. Next, I'm going to visit the last vertex, be careful. So can I write here vertex 1? No, it is already repeated. Vertex 2, it is repeated. Vertex 3, it is repeated. Vertex 4, it is repeated. Can I write vertex 5? See, check the second condition, whether is there any edge from 4 to 5, previous vertex to the fifth vertex, 4 to 5. Yes, edge is present, so that's why I can write 5. Also, I need to check another condition. There should be an edge, connecting edge to the starting vertex 1. Is there any edge from fifth vertex to the first vertex? Fifth vertex to the first? Yes, it is present. Right. So the required one is the solution. What is the solution? So therefore, the solution is represented as like this set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the order. Okay, 5, and again we are going to visit the first vertex, comma 1 is also there, so such that it is going to form the Hamiltonian cycle. So we have got one solution. So like this, I need to find out all the possible solutions, that is all the Hamiltonian cycles in the graph. This is the procedure. Okay. So now from this here itself we backtrack and you are going to find all the remaining solutions. So once you visit the fifth vertex, it is over. Then after 5, what is the vertex you need to visit there? 0. So put 0. Okay, once you have got 0, you have to backtrack and replace the value here. So now you replace this 4 with some another value. So what are the other values possible? So 1 is already visited, 2 is visited, 3 is visited, 4 I should not consider. So let us consider if I put 5 here, 5 if you put. So you need to check is there any edge to the previous vertex. 3 to 5, is there any edge? 3 to 5? No, edge is not present. So that's why you should not put fifth vertex in this box. No edge from 3 to 5, so backtrack and replace this one. So I need to visit back. Now I have to replace this value. Okay. So here we are unable to fill this vertex 5 here. Why? Because from 3 to 5 there is no edge. 3 to 5 there is no edge. So that's why I cannot put vertex 5 in this box. So what I need to do, so there are no values possible here, so backtrack to this index. So now replace this 3 with some another value. So what are the other possible values? So 3, can I put here 4? 4 is not repeated previously. 1 2 4 I can put. See, check the second condition. Is there any edge from 2 to 4? Is there any edge from 2 to 4? Yes, edge is present. 2 to 4 edge is present. So I can put 4 here. Right. Next, I have to fill here this 0. I have to replace this 0. So what are the possible values? I can put here 3. 3 is possible. 1 is already present, 2 is already present, so I can put 3. So if I put 3, is there any edge from 4 to 3? Yes, edge is present, so I can put vertex 3 in this box. Next, here. So what is the remaining value here possible? 1 2 3 4 are visited. 5. If I put here 5, is there any edge from 3 to 5? Is there any edge from 3 to 5? No, so I cannot put 5 here. So again I need to backtrack. So I have to replace here this value. So what are the possible values here? 1 is visited, 2 is visited, 3 is not possible, 4 is visited. So can I put 5 here? Let's check that one. So if I put 5 here, is there any edge from 4 to 5? 4 to 5, is there any edge? Yes, edge is present, so I can put 5 here. Next, here what is the possible value here? 1 is visited, 2 is visited, 3 is not visited. So if I put 3 here, is there any edge from 5 to 3? Is there edge from 5 to 3? 5 to 3, no edge is present, so I cannot put 3 here. Again I need to backtrack. Okay, so I need to change the value here, 4. Okay, so here no value is present, so 5, after 5 0 comes here. Okay, here it will be 0, no values are possible here, so that's why I need to backtrack and replace the value here. So what is the possible value here? So here we have already considered so many possibilities. So 3 is already considered and we have formed a cycle. So here what is another value possible? 5. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. Let us consider 5. Is there any edge from 2 to 5? Yes, present, so that's why I put here 5. Next, so here what is the value I can put? So I can put 1 2 3. I will check whether 3 is present or not. Okay, so 5 to 3, is there any edge? 5 to 3, no edge is present. Okay, so that's why I am unable to fill here. So check for vertex 4. So there is an edge from 5 to 4. Okay, right. Next, so fill this box. What are the possibilities? 3 is the possibility. Is there any edge from 4 to 3? Is there any edge from 4 to 3? Yes, edge is present. Again you have reached the end of the array, so you need to check whether any edge is present to the first vertex. Is there any edge from 3 to 1? 3 to 1, yes, edge is present, so that is the required solution. 1 2 5 4 3, so this is the required solution. So like that you need to proceed and you need to find out the various Hamiltonian cycles, multiple Hamiltonian cycles present in the graph. Okay, so let us quickly discuss about the algorithm for this. Whatever the procedure you followed here, so the corresponding algorithm is like this. Algorithm Hamiltonian of K. So here you are having two parts of the algorithm. Here you are having two parts for the algorithm. Okay, so this is one part, algorithm Hamiltonian of K. So up to this is the first part and this is the second part. In this first part we are going to call this function next vertex. That second part is present here, algorithm next vertex of, this is the second part. This is the second part. Okay, so let us consider the first part. So here the first part is used for performing backtracking. So this is used for performing the backtracking, and the second part it helps for getting the next vertex. That means this part is helpful for checking the bounding conditions. You are going to check for duplicates like that. Okay, so here this part uses the array for finding the cycles. Okay, this algorithm uses an array for finding the cycles. Okay, so let us quickly see what's about the algorithm. So here you are going to call the next vertex. Okay, next vertex of k. So you are going here. So here x of k equal to x of k plus 1 mod of n plus 1, that is you are going for the next, you are going to visit the next index. If x of k equal to 0, return. Okay, so if g of x of k minus 1 comma x of k not equal to 0, what is the meaning here? What is this condition checking? See carefully, observe here. So here for writing any, for filling any value in this box, what is the constraint? There should be an edge to the previous vertex, right? There should be an edge to the previous vertex. Okay, so that condition you are going to check here. See, g of x of k minus 1 comma x of k, what is the meaning here? So here you are going to put, this is k minus 1 and this is k. So you are going to check any edge is present or not. If it is not equal to 0, that means in the adjacency matrix there should be 1 present here. Not equal to 0 means, what is the meaning? 1 should be present. That means some connection is present or not. You are going to check that one. So to the previous vertex, is there any connection or edge present or not? You are going to check here, this one. This is the condition. Next, another condition also you need to check. So whatever the vertex you are going to consider here, it should not be repeated in the any previous boxes. Previous boxes should not contain that vertex. That should not be repeated. So that you are going to check here. For j equal to 1 to k minus 1, do if x of j equal to x of k, x of j means this one equal to x of k. You are going to compare this value with all the values present here. Okay, so that is for checking the duplicate vertices, the vertex is visited previously or not. Okay, next, another most important thing, what is the another condition? Once you reach the ending of the index, ending of the array, you are going to check is there any edge present to the starting vertex. So that you are going to consider here. If of k less than n or k equal to n and g of x of n comma x of 1, okay, not equal to 0, not equal to 0 means there should be an edge to the starting vertex. Then what you need to do? You need to return that value, and here you are going to get that value. Okay, so once you are going to reach the last position and you have satisfied there, then that is the required answer and you are going to print that one. Otherwise you are going to visit the next vertex, Hamiltonian of k plus 1. So this is the important steps regarding in the algorithm. Okay, so like this, this algorithm is helpful for finding all the Hamiltonian cycles present in the graph. I hope you clearly understood the algorithm. Next, let us see how to find the Hamiltonian cycles by drawing a solution space tree. In backtracking, generally you are going to solve a problem by drawing the state space tree. Okay, so here by drawing the state space tree or the solution space tree, you are going to find the Hamiltonian cycles. Okay, so I am going to fix the starting vertex as the first vertex 1. So that's why I have taken it as a root vertex. Then from this vertex I need to check the various possibilities of visiting the possible nodes, adjacent nodes. So from 1 I can go for 2. Okay, so if I visit vertex 2, then I can go for vertex 3. Okay, again you are having different possibilities. See here, when I visit vertex 1, from vertex 1 you can go for vertex 2 or vertex 5 or vertex 3. Okay, but in backtracking you need to construct the tree in the depth first search manner only. So that's why I am going to proceed like this, in this manner. After that you are going to come here, so like this. Okay, so anyhow you can understand in this way also. When you visit vertex 1, then you can visit, what are the possibility? You can visit vertex 2 or you can visit vertex 5 or you can visit vertex 3. So only these are the 3 possibilities. Okay, you can understand in this manner also, but you have to construct the tree in depth first search manner only while you are using backtracking. So 1, again 2. Suppose if I from 2 I can visit vertex 3, from vertex 3, from 3 I can go for vertex 4, from 4 I can go for vertex 5, from 5 I can again visit vertex 1. I have luckily got the answer. Okay, so this is one path, a cycle is formed. Okay, next again, next backtrack. After 5 is there any possibility, means is there no other possibility, so backtrack. After 4 is there any possibility to visit any vertex, no, backtrack. After 3 is there any possibility to visit vertex, no, apart from 4, no, so that's why again backtrack. So from 2 here, what is the other possibility for me to visit, from 2 3 is one possibility and another possibility is 4, so that's why I draw 4. Next, from 4 what are the possibility, I can visit vertex 3. So if I visit vertex 3, then there is no chance to visit the remaining vertices, so that's why it is still using the bounding function. So here also no other possibility is there, so that's why backtrack. From 4 what is the other possibility I can have, 5. Even if I go for vertex 5, I am unable to visit vertex 3, so kill using bounding function. So again backtrack, go for 2. So what is the other possibility, 3 you have visited and 4 you have visited, what is the other possibility, 5 is there, so vertex 5. So after 5 I can go for vertex 4, I can go for vertex 3, I can go for vertex 1. Yes, I have reached the starting vertex again. So this is one solution, 1 2 5 4 3 1. So like that you need to consider the remaining portion of the tree. And finally, if you see, this is the state space tree for the given graph. How many Hamiltonian cycles possible, means 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 Hamiltonian cycles are possible. So if you make the starting vertex as fixed in order to avoid the duplicate cycles, the different Hamiltonian cycles that are possible in the given graph are 1 2 3 4 5 6, all these one. So here each and every tick mark represents a solution, that is a Hamiltonian cycle. Totally 7 solutions are possible for the given graph. So that's the complete explanation about Hamiltonian cycles regarding the algorithm as well as the state space tree. Hope you understood the Hamiltonian cycles topic. Okay, thank you.